Restaurant chains are getting creative when it comes to generating traffic. McDonald's has plans to hire a lot of people this summer, and Luckin Coffee is making its debut in the U.S. Welcome to Restaurant Daily, your quick daily download of the top stories in the restaurant industry from the editors of Restaurant Business and Nation's Restaurant News. I'm NRN Managing Editor Leanne Zinsmeister.
And I'm RB Managing Editor Heather Lally. Restaurant chains are turning to a wide variety of tactics to get traffic in the door. Same-store sales have been broadly weak so far this year, leading operators to consider a variety of tactics to lure elusive customer count growth. Restaurant chains are upping the ante on value offers, for instance, and some new ones are looking at pricing ideas to lure traffic. Some, such as Applebee's with its 2 for $25 offer, are finding success with tried and true strategies. Many brands are increasing marketing spending and leaning into what made them successful in the first place. Same-store sales among publicly traded chains have been weak for more than a year now.
McDonald's restaurants are apparently hiring a lot of people this summer. The fast food giant and its franchisees plan to hire 375,000 people in the coming months. The company also said that it plans to add another 900 locations in the U.S. by 2027, which would be the most by the brand in well over a decade.
Luckin Coffee, that's Starbucks' biggest rival in China, is making its debut in the U.S. An eagle-eyed New York City blogger spotted signage for Luckin Coffee that will soon be opening in the East Village in Manhattan. Luckin's foray into the United States has been in the works for a while. The company first filed for a U.S. IPO in April 2019. Luckin has had some bumps along the way, with the company being delisted in 2022 after accusations of fraud against the company's CEO and COO. The brand was relisted in 2022 and the following year overtook Starbucks as the largest coffee chain in China.
Shake Shack announced plans to open a third support center later this year in Atlanta. The 25,000 square foot space is slated to open later this year at the Battery Atlanta Shopping Center, which will also house a new flagship restaurant for the fast casual chain that will have a full bar. That's a first among company-owned locations for the New York City-based chain. However, a licensee has operated a Shake Shack with a full bar at Denver International Airport since 2021. CEO Rob Lynch has a long history in Atlanta. He was previously CEO of Papa John's, which has headquarters in that city as well as in Louisville. And before that position, he was brand president of Arby's, which is part of Atlanta-based Inspire Brands.
Wendy's on Monday introduced its Frosty Fusions, which include sauces like strawberry, brownie batter, and sweet caramel, and such mix-ins as Pop-Tart and Oreo cookie pieces. The burger brand launched Frosty Swirls on April 15th with sauces, and it said the new option was being offered at restaurants nationwide and on the chain's mobile smartphone app.
Culver's new CEO, Julie Fussner, has outlined her priorities for the fast-growing burger chain. The top priority is continuing to drive restaurant profitability. Other focus areas include improving speed and accuracy scores, ramping up training programs, enhancing the menu, and bolstering digital experiences. Culver's plans to launch a complete renovation of its chicken lineup in June, while soft launching a new loyalty program by the end of the year. Other than that, Fussner notes that nothing about the cult favorite Wisconsin brand will change foundationally, and that its strong culture will remain intact.
DoorDash is pulling away from rival Uber Eats. DoorDash's gross order volume grew more than 8% quarter over quarter. That's its biggest jump since early in the pandemic. At Uber Eats, volume increased just over 1%. That's its smallest increase since 2022. DoorDash credited selection and product improvements for the growth, particularly in the grocery category, which had a record quarter.
And that will do it for today's episode of Restaurant Daily. I'm Leanne Zinsmeister.
And I'm Heather Lally. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Restaurant Daily. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and subscribe.